haven't made a video for a while, and we certainly haven't made a video like this. So we're happy to be here. Let's get an introduction going for you guys so you know what to expect, and then let's just kind of roll on through, because I think we have a good one today. And to start off, I want to talk about why this video is a little bit different than some of the other ones that I've been trying to do lately. Because this is not the first time I've been in this world filming. I've been streaming in this world on and off a good amount of times, and during those streams I thought that I was filming. None of those took because streaming is streaming, filming is filming, so this is the first video that I'm making in this world, even though I've tried several times, and I'm really happy to be here. Yeah. As for what brings me here, which is part of the introduction, we're almost done with it, is I was just barely at a little bit of a party. I was at Avian Invasion, has an early bird breakfast on Fridays, so I went to that, and then something super minor happened, just kind of took me out of the Emperor's Groove. But I was still kind of working because I was in VR. I was planning to be in VR. So I'm still in VR, but I just didn't feel like being there anymore. So I took the opportunity, what on earth is going on? To be here, I gotta figure out my tracking. And then we'll actually start the video proper. And today's transition comes to you courtesy of Jazz Hands, which I hate. But I started the video, I want to operate with integrity, so I had to move to a different orientation where my trackers are going to behave a little bit better. Because I've been in VR for a lot of today, I gotta talk about that and then tell you why I'm maintaining the integrity of this filming session by keeping the intro in. It's all part of it. And the astute among us by now will have noticed that my introduction was so crappy. That was no manner of introduction whatsoever. I said, so many times, it's like, this man clearly doesn't know what he's talking about. How can I possibly introduce what we're going to be talking about? But unfortunately also, that's just kind of the theme of today's video, I think. There's a lot that's going on right now that I don't know. For instance, what I think I'm working on right now is a 1 month long retrospective. I haven't done the things to retrospect upon yet, but I've been streaming really consistently. I haven't chopped up those VODs yet, I haven't done anything with it yet, because I want to look back 1 month after doing this work, see what the journey of it was, and then probably upload some of those VODs, or maybe all of them, with introductions. Here's what I was trying, here's what I learned, here's where it goes next. Turn it into kind of a production, and so I'm just doing a month-long filming session. I don't know exactly what for, but I think that's kind of what I've been working on lately. Other things I'm working on is still being social. I've been opening myself up to being social more in Resonite and in VR generally. I just barely went to a party. And the reason it freaked me out, it was Avian Invasion's early bird breakfast. He does once every month or maybe every other month. And it's the one that I can attend, but he does virtual VR week. So he does DJ sets on stream, but then he's also in VR for them. And it's really cute. And I've gone twice now and met some people. But my model wasn't showing up the right way on stream after I checked out what the stream was looking like while I was dancing. And then I was just like a white blob. And then I was like, nope, I'm out. That's just not the vibe I want to, like, it was just enough to take me right out of the fiction, baby. Then I decided to come here anyway because socializing in VR is something I consider to be work. Eventually, it's going to become easier that it can just be something I'm doing naturally. So that work wasn't operating correctly. And I thought so long as I'm in the work headspace, I might as well stay and make a video, which is what brings me here. But there's a lot more to it, because at the same time, I don't really know why I'm here. And yeah, I've had moments where people have said, I like your videos, or watching your videos has helped me realize I'm not alone. That's pretty cool. I shouldn't say that in that tone of voice. But that's really important work, which I haven't been doing because I've also been working on other side projects. I've spoken of that before, if not on this channel, then in my streams. I don't need to labor on the point any longer. But making a video now feels really correct to me, and I'm really happy to be here is mainly what I'm trying to say. I want to touch real quick on one of the other things that I don't know, and then we'll move on to what the rest of this video is really about. Because my relationship is very important to me, it's not going anywhere, but I don't know about like how the long distance is working out for us. I need to see him again, but then I don't know, because we just haven't talked for a little bit, but then that's going to be a hard conversation for me to have because I don't usually stand firm in the stance of I need to see you in the real world again pretty badly, but then for him VR hits in a different way and we just need to talk about that, and that's a hard conversation for me to have, so I don't know what that's going to be like. But then I don't know where moving is going to look like, and then I need more money for flights. I don't know what that looks like. So in my physical world, there's a lot of things I don't know, in my creative world, there's a lot of things I don't know, and this video itself, I don't know. That's one of my favorite things too, is I don't know what I'm even doing here, but I know that I'm here for some sort of a reason. So all we've done so far is we had an introduction that was so crappy, and then I established there's everything in my life on which I do not know. So now let's move on and try to figure out even a little bit of it. It's time for the video to begin. The immediate place to take it, which I hate, is it's okay not to know. Enjoy the journey. Live day to day. Live a presently minded life. And if you live a presently minded life, the future can't hurt you because there is no future. There is only the now. Take your now and shove it up your butt. I hate that so much. There has to be some other answer, some other solution, because it's woefully inadequate to me. There's so much that I don't know, and trying to shelve all of the things which I don't know to live presently minded is kind of feels like ignoring all of the things which frighten me. To live a presently minded life, but without knowing where I'm headed, that's a terrifying place to be. I don't want to keep living my present days in fear of all of the things that I don't know. So either can I address the tremendous fear I feel towards the unknown, or can I break down some of the unknown so that it feels a little bit more known? I was going to do a jump cut, but the train showed up, so I'm waiting for the train to go away. Alright, there we go. And I think let's go ahead and just do what Phineas Former does, baby. Let's break it down into baby steps. The babyest step I brought up was this video. I don't know what this video is for. So let's figure it out a little bit together, and I think we're already there. Unfortunately, because it's not going to be very helpful, but we'll figure out the process by which I broke down what this video is for, and then let's try and work our way up to the bigger problems in life and see if we can figure out anything, because the past handful of days have been pretty rough, and I want to be able to walk away with more confidence than that. And already I don't like it, because this video, as we've just described, is me trying to unpack what I'm doing. Inside of this video, I did not know what this video's for. We're talking in this video about what this video is about. Obvious answer, a video is low stakes, so there's not a lot of nuance to the answer because it's just a video, it's not that big of a deal. And it's not like, oh wow, I came to that solution so easily, so let's discard it. It's like, no, that works some of the time, but that's just what's going on. I've made enough videos to know that's just kind of what's going on, is we're just figuring out some stuff in a video. That's what I do. It's all that I do. We're here again. I love doing that. That's what we're doing in this video. Thing is, this video is something that I did not know about when I started this video. This video is one of the problems I'm having concerning things that I don't know. The grandest element is not knowing things in my relationship, which is the most important thing to me right now. Not knowing where I'm going to live, where the money comes from, when we see each other again, how long distance affects things. 10 years from now, are we going to fly to my parents' house for Christmas, or will we already live in the area so we can drive? I don't know. An intermediate step is I don't know what I'm doing with my content lately, which again, I don't want to linger upon. But before I can try to answer the biggest questions of what I don't know, let's answer a medium one. Because I've known for a while that it's time to expand out my creative endeavors and enterprises, although I hate that word as it pertains to my creative stuff, so I want to try and take away enterprise, but where I talk about emotionality in a logical way and use dispassionate language to describe more about the systems involved. Sometimes calling something a creative enterprise is apt, but that's ultimately what it is. I make videos for my YouTube channels, I live stream, a lot of that is with intent to chop up the footage into specific segments that are watchable on their own that would link together. I have plans and ambitions for all of this. Big things are on the way with my creative enterprise. Part of it is a continuance of my interactive fiction engine, which I'm transferring into Resonite as a learning more about Resonite, which is part of my creative enterprise. More Phineas Former in more places. And if you're into Resonite, you can find him. Or if you're into Twitch streaming, you can find him. He's got all you need, baby. That's how I have decided that I'm going to grow. Less so social media, but I'm just doing a whole bunch of different things. That's a creative enterprise which is expanding. That expansion comes at the risk of maybe not sacrificing or neglecting existing elements, but I have been making fewer videos because I've been putting that energy towards other creative growths. That does include socializing as well. I've been more social in VR more often, all of the time. It's been a lot of work, but I know that's stuff that I do need for the future, and it's already come to pass. I've been making friends in Resonite who have been helping me build out tools I need to be able to stream more comfortably in Resonite. And then that's people who have more Resonite content, and there's just not very much of that to begin with. Things are going according to plan. And that language, I think, is kind of challenging. We need to linger on it for a second. I just said with the fullness of heart, things are going according to plan. I've also talked multiple times in this very video that I do not know what I'm doing with my creative endeavors. Would that mean that my plan is not to know what I'm doing? What? What? And honestly, kind of. Because if I don't know what I'm doing, I know the direction that I'm headed. I'm going to need to collaborate with people to further expand my creative endeavors. Outside of that, to expand myself as a person, I need to learn more about casually trusting more people more casually, to learn more things more casually, to rely on people to be able to do things and bring things not only to my creative endeavors, but to my personage. I can't go through this alone anymore. Life sucks going through it alone. Creatively, I've been trying to open up to working with other people. More than that, in my personal life, I've been working to be more open with other people. It's been going really well. It's the damn train again. Thank you, train. And that's only one leg of my creative enterprises, and we're going to move on from this portion of the exam really quite soon. In addition to socializing, I've been streaming much more frequently, as well as building connections in my Discord server, which is somewhere in between making things and just socializing. It's socializing with people who are into what I'm doing creatively. And I've been consuming a little bit more of my creative peers' work as well. You could call that research, call it whatever you need, but that's a lot of the growth I've been focused on so much, and less so making videos, which is where I'm really comfortable, and I don't like the departure from the comfortability of what I know has been working and has been doing a lot of good in this world, for the sake of other things that I don't know exactly where they're headed, but they are tools I know that I'm going to need. And I don't think there's an answer to it, because making a video now and then, it feels nice. I'm happy that I'm here right now. I'm happy that my avian invasion experience went sour, and that I had the wherewithal to still, well, we're working right now, so let's just do something that's work, and so I'm making a video, and I haven't made a video for a long time, and I try to only make these when it feels right, and for it to feel right to make a video is just super exciting. We're very pleased with the current state of affairs. I kind of think we're ready to move on to the next portion of today's video, because after examining a little bit of my creative enterprises, how I've stepped away from video work, and that's been kind of nervous for me to do, but now that I'm here making a video again, this moment feels right. Excellent. So too, as we step down the system to just what this video's about. I like this video a lot more now that I know what the video's doing, and already I've gotten something out of this video. I've learned that while my new direction of my creative works do bring me some elements of insecurity, that's okay, because still within those creative works are moments that I am secure about, things which do make me happy. I'm not making as many videos as I would like to, I'm just not dedicating the time for it, and I don't have the resources for it based on all of the other growth that I've been going through. But every now and then, it is right to make a video. So you can really cherish the times when it's right to make a video, to return to form, and that's a little reminder that things are going quite well. I haven't abandoned my creative endeavors. Things are still working the right way. I'm still able to make videos that I'm really happy with. Right now, things are awesome, even though the grander picture of my creative endeavors are sometimes in question, sometimes they're also really cool. One more time, we step down lower. And the thing that makes it work, if it does work at all, is acknowledging that I don't have an answer for what my creative works are doing. I still don't know what I'm going to be doing, combining social pieces together into live streaming, chopping live streams down. I'm pretty sure I want to do a month-long retrospective of streams. Does that look like uploading a month worth of VODs chopped down into individual sections? Each one has an introduction, what I was trying to do with the VOD and the stream, what came after it, what's coming up next, as I guide everyone through a meta-narrative of my growth of the month I just had. That sounds awesome. Sounds like something that's within my wheelhouse to do. I don't know what I'm in the middle of. I'm still working on it. I can't answer what I'm in the middle of because I can't see the big picture. I'm only focusing on the day-to-day. As I focus more on the day-to-day of my creative endeavors, I'm usually happier for it. With any one of my videos, I'm usually happiest when I just go for it. Press record, stay the course, the introduction was a nightmare, then we moved on to I don't know what we're doing. We're here right now, we know a little bit more of what we're doing, because in the daily, very exacting moment of this very video, I was able to operate with the integrity I've learned of myself. The train distracted me again, this world is the worst. And what I've seemed to have learned so far from both this medium system, my creative enterprises, and this tiny system of this exact video, operating with intentionality in exactly the present moment seems to be going really well for me. I can't answer the big questions of my enterprise. I can't know the video I'm making ahead of time because I'm busy making it while I'm making it. The fewer questions I ask, typically the better things go. Mainly. But it's still really hard for me to accept not knowing where my creative work is going because the stakes feel extremely high. I've had people point blank say to me, "Thank you, I feel less alone for your work." One recently said I was the first time that they'd ever heard the thoughts in their mind echoed from someone else. That's the most important thing I've ever done. That's huge. So stepping away from that or changing that in any way feels terrifying because what I'm doing is so important to me. The stakes feel really high. But now it's time to step it up a level. Because there's something else in my life recently where the stakes are ultimately high. This is going to be a little bit hard for me to bring up. I can feel myself getting a little emotional already. So if you're in the mood for that, be excited. And if you're not in the mood for that, experience dread. Because that's where we're headed. Because my partner is a fish, and I want to grow herbs on his windowsill. I've never wanted to grow herbs. I will move in the middle of Timbuktu to be with this guy. I want a garden. I want to go grocery shopping. We saw each other recently, and my favorite part was when we went grocery shopping. The most ordinary semblance of an ordinary life, and I just want to live an honest and ordinary life with this guy. I love him. He's the best thing that's ever happened to me. And for as much as I love what I do, how important my creative enterprises are, I just described the stakes are really high, so I'm reticent to change it. I would torch it to the ground if somehow it came to pass, if I needed it to, in order to be with the fish. Like, the stakes are ultimately high because I never thought I'd be lucky enough to wind up with a guy like him. this is the most important thing in my life right now. Probably forever. Yeah. And because my relationship is now the most important thing to me, the stakes are very high. And he's told me multiple times that I would have an impossible time messing this up, because he's also really into me, as it turns out, and who can blame him? Hello? 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 Are you kidding me? Yes, of course, he is just, who can blame him, honestly? Who can blame the fish, for wanting, Alright, this is really stupid. Let's move on to the next little part. Time to jump cut. And what a jump cut it is. Because regardless how the fish, my lovely partner, Dear Speck, feels about me, I still have so many insecurities, not questioning, is he into me? Is he going to leave me? I don't have any of those problems. We're going to be together for a really long time. It's just the questions of how we're going to be together for a long time that are eating me alive. I don't know how I'm going to get the money to be able to see him more often. I just know that it's going to happen because I know that I need to see him more often. I don't know what it looks like to someday move in with him. Do I go to Timbuktu? Does he come here? Do we do something different? I don't know. But living together is in the cards. Like, that's an eventuality we both acknowledge. But I don't know what it's going to look like. I can't know what it looks like because it just takes time to get there. Not to mention that I don't want to rush any of these steps. I feel like early in our relationship I rushed a few steps because I just wanted to get to a more comfortable place, and I didn't spend very much time in the ooh-woo zone. I may still be a little ooh-woo. I don't know, that's not for me to say. That's dogma, at best. That's not me. I don't know what you're talking about. But I certainly don't want to train. But I certainly don't want to rush into living together before it's time. I don't want to rush into whatever it is, because I want to be able to enjoy where we are right now. And a lot of what we do is special and fantastic. And as surely as there's moments during my creative enterprises and moments in a video, there's moments damn near every moment of our relationship which is special and absolutely worth it and helps make all of the unknowns easier to deal with. This morning we were in a Discord call. We sleep usually in Discord calls, and we wake up and we have our little breakfasts together, and then we both cried a little bit. I don't know what more you want from me, because I was making a sad face in the Discord call because I miss him a lot. And then he saw my sad face and I cried a little bit, and then he cried a little bit. And then it's like, okay, well, I'm going to go stream, and then you're going to go to work. And it was like such a crappy little send-off, but it was also honest and emotionally pure. And even though it's hard being apart, it's also valuable for us to spend time together. It was a nice moment. It was a cry moment, but it was nice. And I think I want to spend a little bit of time focusing on that before we move on. Because you can just say real quick that it was a cry moment. But I want to spend the time feeling it for just a little bit if you'll indulge me. Because I miss him a lot. Just last weekend we saw each other in person for the first time. And I was able to nestle up behind him in bed and then feel him. And when he was trying to get ready for the day, I was able to like nomp onto him. And that was just so special and nice. And on stream lately, all I can do is demonstrate. This is my little podium. I have like a standing desk-sized dresser. I call it a podium. And I bump into it sometimes. That's it, I just bumped into it. But in the real world, for a whole weekend, I was able to bump into him, you know? Absolute game changer. And it definitely unlocked something where now I realize how important it is to be able to see him more frequently, because that experience is something I have always wanted from someone who I loved as much as I loved the fish, and I never thought that I'd be in that position. It's hard to be honest about how badly I need him, is what I'm trying to say. And I don't know how to handle it, because right now it's just not feasible to do. That's the general sphere of unknowns that I'm struggling with in this, the part of life which has the highest possible stakes. And I don't like this following bit of logic one bit. But if we take down notes of where we've been so far in this video has gone as well as it has, and I'm happy with how this video has turned out. When I was focusing on the small elements of a video. I don't know where it's headed, I only know what's happening right now, and I've been ultimately pleased with how this video has gone so far. So far, it's been about 2 months since I started disrupting my standard creative engine. That's when I made my Discord server, and I've been working more on interacting with my community and building that, and working on streaming and getting more comfortable there. And I'm happy with where my creative enterprises have ended up. Even though I've also been afraid of the changes I've been making because I haven't known where it's going and I still don't know yet, I feel good when I live in the daily moments and trust that it's going to be okay. And sometimes moments like this happen and it's a return to form, and it's just a reminder, like I haven't left anything, like everything's still going great. There's unknowns, but there's also still the elements which have existed and do exist, which are excellent. For both of these, the mechanism at play is operating on the ground level, focusing on your daily actions, experience the now, enjoy the journey, the present is all that you have, go to hell. But that is effectively the system at play. When I look back on a time I was scared about with my creative endeavors, I'm happy with what's happened. The video, I'm happy with what's happened. It stands to reason if we expand it out to something I'm ultimately worried about, I will also look back on this time and be happy about how it's gone, even though in the present moment it's a very challenging thing to experience. The way I've been handling it so far, even before meeting him in person, is by throwing into my creative works. Giving myself a lot to do in the present moments, so I don't have to be thinking about an unknown future. I can't think about that because I've been keeping myself extremely busy. And it helps. It does help. Getting out of bed and having streaming to do, instead of just laying in bed and being a pile of bones, and then right now having videos to do because I stay busy in the mornings, otherwise I'll just fall apart a little bit, because what I'm doing is really hard to do. I could cut the train parts out, I just don't want to. And so far, what it looks like has been happening, as I've been staying really busy, is I've accidentally been accomplishing so much of the things I physically wanted out of all of my creative works. I'm streaming in Resonite, which used to freak me out. I'm collaborating in Resonite, which used to freak me out. I'm operating in a Discord server casually, which used to freak me out. I'm making videos about emotional subjects, which used to freak me out. I went to a party today, which used to freak me out, and I was excited about it, which used to be unfathomable. But all I'm really doing is keeping myself busy and occupied so that I'm not thinking about the unknowns of a life. And it stands to reason, as it does with all things. I'll look back and be happy about the journey. And sure, I wish I could be happier about the journey now, because if I think about the journey now too hard, all I'm going to really do is just cry and become a pile of bones. Every now and then that's probably okay, but I think I'm usually happier when I just work through it, because becoming a sad pile of bones, it does... It's not that it does nothing, because I think sometimes a human just needs to be allowed to be sad. And after this video, I don't know if I'm going to edit it right away, or if I'm just going to sit on the floor and be sad. But I do know that I need my human to allow, like, he needs to be allowed to be sad. So I'll definitely be crying after this video at some point, I just don't know when. And I think I now discover what the purpose of this whole video actually really was. Because there are no answers for my creative enterprise, for my relationship and the entirety of the future of my life? No answer. I'm in the middle of it. I can't know where it's going. I'm busy performing it. And there's not going to be an answer for a really long time. It's okay not to have an answer. Sure. And yeah, it's okay to be a little bit afraid, or whatever. But if we keep up with all of the other things I've been saying so far, it looks like I'll be terrified and upset for most of the time I'm doing things, except for a few moments here or there where I remember I am comfortable and safe in this territory and everything's going to be okay because things are progressing exactly as they should. Do you remember when I started this video by saying, take your live in the present moment and shove it up your butt? That was one of the first things I said in today's video. What I uncovered in today's video is, wow, I think all that I really can do is live in the present moment and hopefully shove it up my butt. And, don't take that out of context. And the ultimate purpose behind this video is now. I present it to you. What I'm doing looks impressive. I'm not going to discard that, discredit that. I'm not going to naysay it, downplay it. No. I am becoming one of Resonite's only streamers regularly. I'm regularly speaking my mind, regularly living life, expanding out. Things are going well, even better than people can know, because on the inside, I'm still pretty much falling apart and trying to keep it together and tell myself everything's going to be okay. I will not go through all of that effort and all of these works with composure, because I can maintain myself with composure quite readily, without at least allowing anybody out there to know that fundamentally, in a lot of ways, I'm not doing well. And even now, I maintain the sort of composure and integrity, not just like break down and cry. I mean, this is a YouTube video, but then also, I have an entire life to live. I'm not going to break down and cry on the floor and then have to pick it back up and go to work if I don't need to. Like, I can just keep myself composed during challenged emotional times. A lot of the time, that ends up looking like I'm suffering emotionally alone because nobody knows I'm in a challenged space, because I never allow myself to fall apart and I never need to express myself because I can just kind of handle it. And people are living their own lives. Like, I don't need to be able to say in the standard world, want to hear me talk for at least 30 minutes or whatever about my relationship and my intrapersonal challenges with the unknown, and then everyone else like, oh wow, it's okay not to know, you should live in the moment. And it's like, fuck off. And that's it. That's it. The whole video, that's it. Is I have issues. The stakes feel remarkably high. Every day, everything that I do. So I'm just staying busy. It looks pretty cool when I stay busy. Things are going really well. But on the inside, I don't feel like things are going really well, because on the inside there's so much that cannot be known, that what's happening on the inside right now, scared little boy, doing his very best, dressed up as a reasonably confident kitty cat, casually accomplishing his dreams. I don't want to go through that alone, so I chose not to, and I made a video about it instead. So I did that, and I'm going to go now because I have a video to edit. I'm still busy for another little bit of time. And then I've got other things to do. I have finances to run over because I need to figure out how to see the fish more frequently. And then I need to sit on the floor and cry. And that's what we have on the docket today. And it's okay. It's okay. Like, I'll be fine. I'm golden. Like, we're set. I know how to comport myself with integrity. And I'm recently in the position to also know how to display a little bit more of what's going on, because I think it's important for these internal mechanisms to be known. Hope you have a really good day. I'm gonna go.